My friend and I have been close for years, supporting each other through thick and thin. Recently, she's been dealing with infertility struggles, and it's taken a real toll on her. She's gone through multiple rounds of IVF, but so far she hasn't had any luck. It's been incredibly painful for her, and over the past couple of years, I've done my best to be there for her. She's confided in me through the highs and lows, and I've tried to support her however I can. A few months ago, she had another IVF attempt, but it didn't work. She was devastated, and afterward, she told me she didn't want to hear anything about pregnancies or babies for a while. She asked me not to bring up the subject at all. Of course, I respected her feelings and thought that when we did meet up, I'd make sure the focus was on anything else. I knew how much pain she was in, and I just wanted to be there in whatever way would help her heal. Just a few days after that conversation, I found out I was pregnant. I was thrilled. This was something my partner and I had been hoping for, but I knew I wanted to keep it to myself for a while. I wasn't ready to tell anyone yet, and given her request, I figured waiting a few months would be best. I wanted to find the right time and make sure she'd be able to handle it without feeling overwhelmed. A couple of weeks later, she reached out and wanted to meet up to talk about her IVF experience. When we got together, she seemed so different, hopeful, and positive. She shared that her doctors thought they'd finally figured out what had been going wrong and felt confident about her next attempt. Hearing her sound genuinely optimistic for the first time in ages was such a relief, and I thought maybe this was an okay time to share my news. Since she was the one talking about pregnancy and fertility, I thought she might be ready, and that it would be better coming from me directly than finding out some other way. So gently, I told her that I was pregnant. I didn't expect a huge reaction, but the way she went completely quiet caught me off guard. After a moment, she muttered, "Oh, congratulations," with zero emotion, and the tension between us was unmistakable. We didn't talk much after that, and she didn't reach out for the rest of the month. I kept hoping she'd come around or talk to me, but instead, there was nothing but silence. Eventually, I sent her a message asking if she was okay, and finally, she responded, but not in the way I'd hoped. She sent me a 4-minute voice message, where she told me I was a terrible friend for mentioning my pregnancy, saying it was insensitive and selfish for me to ignore her wishes. She went on about how it hurt her deeply that I'd chosen this moment to talk about my pregnancy, making it sound like I'd done something unforgivable. I couldn't believe it. She had brought up her IVF herself, seemed so hopeful, and I genuinely thought I was being open and honest in sharing my news with her. Since then, she hasn't responded to a single message I've sent. I know she's hurting, and I wish there was a way to bridge the gap, but I also feel like I didn't really do anything wrong. It's heartbreaking to think that something like this might be the end of our friendship, especially after everything we've been through. I had hoped our bond could weather anything, but maybe it wasn't as strong as I thought if she's willing to walk away over this.